to watch is what's called the Successful Retail Selling Sales Training Program. My name is Mr. Saul, and on behalf of the CMS organization, it's my pleasure to present this program to you. I'll explain this program to you in very simple terms, and I hope you pay close attention because this could be very helpful, extremely helpful to your retail selling position here in the store. The purpose of explaining this program to you is very simple. It's simply to make you a better salesperson. If you feel that you are already a good salesperson, well, you might still learn something from this program, and I feel there's always room for improvement. In addition, I understand that the manager of the store will test you on some of the points that I'm about to bring up to you regarding the strategies and techniques involved in successful selling. And that's just another reason why I feel you should pay very close attention to this. It's important to mention before I start talking about this program that in a sense, it's the customer that pays the store's bills, which certainly includes your salary. What we mean by that is that it's the customer's money that is coming into the store. And with that money, we are able to pay any bills that have anything to do with the store. I say this just to emphasize the importance of what a customer is. Customers want to see smiling faces in front of them. Any sort of, a positive attitude. We do not expect you to be like soldiers next to customers. We want you to handle each customer in a personal manner. For instance, hi, how are you? How can I help you with a certain item? What's your favorite color? Oh, that's a wonderful child that you have. We'd like you to get personal with them so that they will feel comfortable. You will not be doing anything wrong by doing that. All we're trying to do is make the person in front of you comfortable. We would like to create a very pleasant atmosphere to shop in. Now your job as far as customers are concerned is to basically show the customer where everything is in the store. Suggest things to them because you know the store. They really don't know it as well as you do. Now, being that you know the store better than them, it is your job to suggest things to them. A certain item that might match with another item, such as pants with a shirt or vice versa. Sweaters to match the outfit. Suggest that we have belts, that we have socks, that we have underwear, and so forth, that we have an entire full-service shoe department. They may not have seen it on their way in. So what is the purpose of all of this? What is the purpose of being nice to the customer? What is the purpose of suggesting? What is the purpose of matching things for the customer? Well, there's only one purpose. It's to satisfy the customer to the fullest. And ultimately, it satisfies the store. Because if you maximize the sale by suggesting and by the things that I have said, you are increasing the sales of the store. You have to dedicate yourself to the store while you are in the store, while you are on duty. Because if you do not dedicate yourself, it shows. It shows that you are being sort of impersonal towards the store, and that is not good. We want you to feel as if this was your own store. We want you to maximize the sales. We want you to care about the store in every aspect that you possibly can, so that the well-being of the store continues. I want to take the opportunity of talking about a customer by reading you a paper concerning the question of what is a customer. The most important person ever, either in person or otherwise, is the customer when it comes to a store. Now, the customers are not dependent on us. We are dependent on them. They're not an interruption for our work. They are the purpose of it. A customer is not an outsider to our business. He is part of our business. Just think of these particular points and you will understand what a customer really is and how important that customer is to our store. We are not doing him a favor by helping him. He is doing us a favor by giving us the opportunity to do so. A customer is not a cold statistic. or a name or a file card on a ledger sheet. He's a flesh and blood human being with biases, prejudices, feelings, and emotions, just like you and me. The customer is not someone to argue with. Nobody ever won an argument with a customer. Because if you argue with a customer, and let's say you win that particular argument, words-wise, you have lost the sale. Ultimately, the final loser is you. So please do not argue with a customer. A customer is a person who brings us his wants. It's our job to help him fulfill them. Now, it's very important that we fill his wants profitably too, for our benefit also. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose. Now, this gives us an idea of what a customer is. And what I have mentioned gives us also an idea of how to help a customer, which is, by the way, the phrase most people use, "Can I help you?" We feel that it's a kind of an impersonal phrase, and we would appreciate it if you would refrain or stay away from it. If you're going to approach a customer in that way, chances are the customer is going to say, "No, thank you, I'm just looking." And we really don't want to have that response from the customer. We want to approach them in a personal manner, in a friendly manner, in a pleasant way, and where they'll be comfortable. You'll be comfortable, and finally the sale will be maximized. What about girls that have problems with customers? For example, the customer says, if you ask them, "May I help you?" or "Do you need any help?" they'll answer, "Do I look like I need any help?"
Or they'll be all snotty about it. What do you do?
If a customer is snotty to you or has a bad attitude with you as well, it could be a number of reasons why that he or she did that. The customer may be a good person and the salesperson have offended them. It is possible. I'm not saying it's what has happened, but it is possible. Or it could be that the customer is in a bad mood. It could be many reasons, but as far as we're concerned, the only way to handle something like that is just let someone else, some other salesperson, take over that customer. And if that other person takes over that customer and can't handle that customer, then the next step is to go to the manager on duty and leave it to him or her to handle that situation. But under no circumstances should you engage in any type of argument, any type of fight, any type of misunderstanding in a loud way with a customer. Just walk away and we'll try to solve it the best way we can. If a customer needs something from another section, introduce him or her to the salesperson that is taking care of that other section. Do not point to them, "It's over there, it's over there." They'll go and they'll be lost in the store. What you have to do is take them to that section, introduce them, where you make sure that the other salesperson takes care of that same customer, so that you can maximize the sale that you began in your section. We would like you to get familiar with the store policy as far as the customer is concerned, and you will find them posted on the counter where the cashiers are. When a customer asks a question, be prepared with the answer, instead of having to go and ask someone else. You should be familiar with all departments in the store. You know what kind of goods we carry, so that if a customer asks you, you'll have an answer. If you know the answer, then the customer will be satisfied. So make sure that when a customer comes in, you regard him as a person that is extremely important. The subject of this program, which is again called Successful Retail Selling Sales Training Program, is of vital importance here. Now let's continue with the program. I'll continue by enumerating a number of general points, and then I'll go into the specifics later on. So generally and firstly, you should be prepared. You should know the merchandise you're selling. Get very familiar with what you are selling. Know the prices and know the inventory and know the companies. Be familiar with all promotions. These aspects will really help you, and you'll see later on as you're watching this program. You should communicate with the customer. Listen to what the customer has to tell you. Listen to his wants, his needs, and his desires. When a customer walks in to purchase something from the store or are intending to purchase an item in the store, it would be a good idea to try to find out what they really want. So besides listening to the customer, show him the merchandise on the basis or based on what he expresses he needs to have, not based on what you like or dislike. Show him that you are listening to what he's saying. As he's speaking to you, create eye contact. Show him that you are attentive, that you are listening to what he's saying. This is very important because this will make him feel good, it will make him feel important, and that is good for the selling process. Do not interrupt. Do not interrupt the customer as he's speaking to you or he's talking to you. Because when you interrupt him, again, his feelings are that he's not a very important person in the store. By interrupting him, that's exactly what you're doing. You're making him feel unimportant. You want the customer to feel important, as he should indeed be. Let it be a two-way conversation. Let it be a two-way exchange between you and the customer. Because your sales pitch that you're about to deliver or your presentation can wait. Wait for the right moment. Wait till the customer finishes saying what he has to say, making him comfortable. And also, never judge a customer by appearance. You'd be surprised who buys and who does and does not. Your presentation should be equal to whoever walks into the store and presents himself as a customer. So if you feel somebody looks like he's not going to buy, well, you just might be wrong. Just deliver the same presentation and treat him equally. Keep your presentation simple and be in control. Be in control. Those are key words. The customer will feel that. He will see whether you are in control of the situation or not. And if he does feel that you are in control, he will know that he's dealing with a professional. And that is, of course, a very good selling process. Now, let's get more specific. When we say opening the sale, we first start with that with what we call a 180-degree bypass move. What we mean by that is something very simple, actually. The customer likes to see people who he's familiar with. So on that basis, what we mean by that is as the customer walks into the store, you give him a nice hello and a quick smile, and let him get familiar with your face. Then make what we call the 180-degree move, which is really coming back to the customer and make yourself visible to him again. At this time, subliminally, or at least psychologically, the customer will feel that he has seen you before, making him comfortable. He's now dealing with a familiar face. This is what is meant by the 180-degree pass-by move. After having done that, now you want to engage in some sort of conversation with the customer. Obviously, that conversation should have nothing to do with business at this point. What you want to do is actually address some other subject. Talk about something like the weather, or if his child is accompanied by a parent. You give he or she, the child, a compliment. Whatever subject you may choose to talk about, it's fine, as long as you do not attack the customer with some formal or impersonal subject, such as the merchandise you want to sell. Because what's going to happen is he's going to feel again the word uncomfortable. He's going to feel that you are there just to push merchandise on him. First, you want him to make him feel at ease. You want him to gain your trust, or at least be comfortable with you. And then, having done that, you can work with him much, much easier. And that will help you close the sale eventually. So now, the time after having done that and talked about other subjects rather than business and rather than what you want to sell to the customer, now the time to get down to business, which is really trying to find out what his wants, his needs, his desires are, as far as what he came into the store for. This we call probing. This is exactly what we mean by probing. We mean that you're trying to ask the customer certain questions to find out what it is that's going to satisfy his needs, what it is that he wants, what it is that he desires, what type of merchandise, so on and so forth. But while you are probing, that is, while you are asking questions, try to get that customer involved in the question-answer session. Otherwise, he might get bored, he might get distracted, and as you know, in the retail business, there's plenty of activities, enough activities around that can easily divert your customer's attention. And you want their attention all the time. Keep them involved in a two-way conversation, and by asking questions he can easily respond to, but what are you really trying to accomplish by the probing process? Again, probing means that you are trying to find out what it is that the customer needs and wants. Can you see the difference? The difference is that you want the customer to come to a point to say, well, I'll take that, rather than you having to ask him, will you buy it? There's a big difference here, and this is exactly what we're trying to accomplish. The way you show the merchandise to a customer can break or make a sale. If you have enough respect to the merchandise, for the merchandise you're trying to sell, the customer will feel that. What you want to do is beautify the merchandise that you have, even more by presenting it in a way that is going to make it very attractive to the customer. For example, first thing you want to do is establish value. Establish value. In other words, trying to tell the customer that this is a fair price, it's a very good price compared, even if you compare it to other stores in the area. This is the best price you can get. And do it in a way where it's very convincing and honest. The second thing is you want to create a mix and match situation or a mix and match look. By actually mixing and matching the merchandise, mixing shorts with a matching top or a matching top with the pants and so forth and so on. By mixing and matching the merchandise, you are beautifying the merchandise, making it look more attractive to the customer. Not to mention that you are creating, by mixing and matching, a multiple sale. The multiple sale is selling more than one item. Selling a whole bunch of items to the customer because you have matched it and it looked good with the original item that the customer wanted. So by going through those objectives, those goals, which are basically establishing value price-wise and matching the merchandise, what you are essentially doing is you're getting the customer enthused enough to say, I'll take it, which is what we talked about before. By suggesting accessories to match with the items that you pick, what are you essentially doing is building up the sale. An example would be underwear, belts, socks, backpacks, etc. If there is a question of money, you can suggest possibly a layaway plan. A layaway plan usually solves the problem if the customer doesn't have enough money on him to buy the entire selection. So you use your discretion to see what kind of solution you can come up with in order to still have the customer buy what he has selected or what you have selected with him. But remember, though it is your responsibility to close the sale, it's not the manager's responsibility. It's not the owner's responsibility. It's yours. So do your very best and nothing short of that. And treat the sale as if you were doing it in your own store. The next thing you should do is, of course, to thank the customer. Thanking the customer is of utmost importance here because there's every reason why we should thank him. He's paying the store money. He's contributing to the store's welfare in a sense by shopping in our store. So thanking him is extremely important. And do not forget to ask for repeat business and referrals. Repeat business means please come again. Referrals mean please tell your friends, your relatives about our product value. Have a commitment to close the sale every time, regardless of the specific technique you choose to use. So closing a sale is to have a commitment to close the sale every time, regardless of the specific techniques you choose to use. As you recall, the customers feel good about their purchases while thanking them, inviting repeat and referral business. Just do the best you can. That's basically the idea here. Well, I hope the program you just watched will give you enough tools to help you as a retail salesperson. Remember, though they're the only techniques and strategies, and how you combine them with your own style is really up to you. Our hope is that you will make the techniques your own. Those techniques that you have just learned, make them your own by adding your own personal touch and personality. If you need any clarification of this program, or if you have any questions or wish to ask any questions, or you would like to review this tape again, we will review it again. Don't hesitate to ask the manager, because I'm pretty sure he'll accommodate you and he'll be more than happy to help you out as much as you can. Well, at this time, I'd like to thank the CMS organization for allowing me to narrate this program. And I thank you for watching, and I really wish you good luck in your selling future. Thank you.